Hello everyone, it's the TheCanadianWifier here. Welcome back to another video. It's been less than a week, that's pretty good, right? Consistency. Anyway, in that week, I've actually moved into a new home, no longer living with my parents for the summer, which is really good. A little unfortunate that the walls here are kind of thin and the floor is really squeaky, but that doesn't affect the actual audio of recording, it just affects when I can record. And I can record right now. And in the past couple days, I've actually had a ton of fun playing Pokemon again. Who would have ever thought? This is a tournament that I'm actually hosting myself in the Never Used forum. It's too late to sign up. I'm sorry that I didn't bring this earlier, but it's called NU Golden Age, and it's basically ORAS NU currently, plus anything that was NU previously in the last generations. So as you can see, Absol, Aloe, Amoonguss, Braviary, Camerupt, Chinchino, Exploud, technically all NU last generation, and they all got brought back down to NU this generation. And the only banned things, which you can see there at the bottom, are things that were either already previously banned from NU this generation already, or things that just made the tier a complete cancer fest. So far from what I've played, it's actually been very, very fun, and I have a couple replays for you, along with some live recordings coming up during the next few days. It's a very fun tier, you guys. I recommend playing it. Definitely, I don't know, you can talk in thread about it if you want. You can go into the NU room and probably talk about Golden Age, and just in general, it's a very fun tier. I would recommend giving it a shot if you haven't already. Anyway, let's get on to a battle. Alright, so looking at team preview here, my team is actually kind of interesting. I have sub-offensive Amoonguss. If you ever watched me way back, like when I was first starting out my channel with about 100 subscribers, kind of way back, that's when I upload Pokemon literally daily. You'll see a lot of consistencies between my team now and the teams that I used back then. I loved Sub-Moonguss. Sub-Moonguss, it was, I don't know, there's something that I really liked using, just because if you go for sub and you don't like the substitute that you got, or if you're in a bad situation, you can waste a sub and just switch out, because you get all that health back with regen. So it's the definition of a free sub. And I really do enjoy using it, because NU doesn't have that many steel types, and any poison types that switch in you can just put to sleep with Spore. I guess you could put steel types to sleep with Spore as well, but that's besides the point. Anyway, this is max HP, max special attack Amoonguss, sub Spore, dual stab. Next up, I have a King's Rock Chinchino. I'm the douchebag who uses King's Rock Chinchino. I'm very sorry, but I like it more than Banded, because you can switch moves, and Life Orb causes Chinchino to get worn down way too quickly. It is rather weak, but obviously you can flinch things to death. I think you have like a 40% chance to flinch each turn, which combined with Toxic Spikes would be really good, but I don't have 2 spikes on this team. Next up, and this is a very interesting set, I have Silk Scarf Soundproof Exploud. I like to use it, obviously most Explouds in this tournament, or just in general in this tier, would be Choice Specs with Boom Burst, because it's a no-brainer, you just click Boom Burst. I opted to go with Soundproof because there aren't going to be many ghosts in the tier in general, and those that are in the tier won't be switching into Exploud in the first place. And on top of that, I went with Silk Scarf because it allows me to switch up moves. I don't like being locked into Boom Burst despite how powerful it is. And it also allows me to run Taunt in the last slot, which helps break through shit like Mandibuzz and Seismitoad. And just in general, Taunt is obviously really, really nice, and it can catch a lot of things off guard. I have Calm Mind, Will-O-Wisp, Dual Stab, Gardevoir. Gardevoir, honestly, I think is the Dark Horse broken thing that's still left in the tournament. It's obviously UU this generation, it's base form, the Mega is OU. It just is unbelievable. It's so good. The dual stab basically nothing can switch into. Next up, I have an Electros. Originally was AV, but I switched that to Leftovers so it could at least switch into Braviary a little bit better. And T-Bolt, Giga Drain, Volt Switch, Super Fang. Very weird set, but it actually is decently effective, as you'll see in this battle. And in the last slot, we just have Physically Defensive Golbat, which if you haven't used yet this generation, you probably haven't, because it's RU. Is really, really good. It's a nice, reliable defogger, and it's bulky as hell. Looking at my opponent's team, my opponent is actually Queen of Love Discs on an alt. It's kind of interesting. What I believe the idea behind his team is his favored set up T-Spikes and bring a bunch of things with Fake Out, as it racks up toxic damage, obviously, quite quickly. So I'm going to try my best to not let him have T-Spikes up. It shouldn't be too hard, considering I have a Poison type and a defogger that levitates above the ground. But Outside of that, I mean, Aloe is a little bit annoying, but it's something I can't handle with the stall breakers and electric types I have. Honestly, I think the most dangerous Pokemon on this team, like I said, is either Gardevoir or Kangaskhan. Either way, let's get into the battle. So I'm going to lead off with Chinchino, as he ends up leading off with Seismitoad. Doesn't want to die to a Bullet Seed right away, so I'm just going to click Bullet Seed, obviously, because if I can prevent it from getting up Stealth Rock, that would be fantastic. He switches into Mandibuzz, and after Leftovers, it actually does 3 damage to him, so it's pretty obvious that I'm not banded, and he didn't see Life Orb, so I'm going to go for U-Turn. I unfortunately don't flinch him with U-Turn, which would obviously be hilarious, but I do get a free switch into Electros. He does not want to take a T-Bolt, and I have a pretty safe option of just clicking Super Fang as he switches out into Seismitoad. He's going to set up his rocks, and he gets bopped by Giga Drain. Electros is like the king of coverage. It can go mixed, it can go physical with coil, special. It just has so many options. So obviously he didn't know I had Giga Drain because he can really carry anything, although Giga Drain is rather common. Regardless, he's going to go to Gardevoir. I know I can take a hit, Volt Switch out, going into Chino, which is going to scare out his Gardevoir. I'm just going to click U-Turn, predicting Garbodor, because I'm obviously not going to kill myself with Rocky Helmet damage. I know that's what he wants. Either way, I got a free switch out into Golbat, and I'm just going to be able to defog, Toxic the Aloe, which will help in wearing it down, or at least canceling out his lefties so he can't just protect willy-nilly. He's going to fire off some Skulls, trying to get burns. This is why I run Waterfall on Aloe, because Skull does a shit move anyway. And I'm going to be able to get up a free sub with Amoonguss as I scare out his Aloe. And this is just basically why sub Amoonguss is so good. Because it protects you from stupid stuff like burns and just general annoyances such as that. And it's quite bulky. And like I said earlier, it is the definition of a free sub if you ever want to actually go for the sub. It literally is the definition of a free sub. So obviously, figuring he's either going to roost or switch out, I can go for sub again. Gardevoir comes in. He can't break my sub because I would just kill him with a Sludge Bomb. I'm going to predict him to go into the Garbodor, and I'm just going to put him to sleep with Spore. Got a free switch back to Electros, and look at that. Regen takes care of that sub. Beautiful. Electros is going to be able to live this Gunk Shot. Unfortunately, after Poison, unfortunately after Lefties, I am going to die to Poison. But it gives me a free switch into Gardevoir, which he does not have much for, as Psychic is just going to almost 2-hit KO his Kangaskhan. I am 80 special attack and no boosting item. It's just about 2-hit KO to Kangaskhan, which is ridiculous. Golbat, luckily, is bulky enough, max HP, max defense of Violet, to switch into a Fake Out plus Double Edge from a Silk Scarf Kanga and just roost off the damage. Gonna switch into a Amoonguss on the Gardevoir, assuming that he's not gonna go for a Psychic move, predicting me to switch out. Obviously, I don't have much to take on a Gardevoir on this team, and I assumed he was gonna go for Moonblast, predicting my switch out because it's stronger. Why would I stay in with Golbat? So I go to Amoonguss, I get tricked, and I'm able to kill it off as he takes my Black Sludge. Golbat comes in. That is surprisingly strong considering it's 0 attack Golbat Brave Bird, but it is able to 2-hit KO the Garbodor on the switch. I lose my Golbat, but he's lost anyway to set up entry hazards. I go to Amoonguss. Unfortunately, it's rather useless the rest of the game, and I did use it literally just to get off damage on the Kangaskhan. At this point, Exploud can come in and is going to be able to chew 1 hit from the Kangaskhan regardless. I'm going to be able to kill off the Mandibuzz, and I taunt his Aloe, and that caused Hollywood to quit. If you didn't notice, Queen quit during this battle quite early on. Hollywood took over for him, and then Hollywood quit once I revealed the taunt. So I had to go onto an ult and actually finish the game against myself. But as you can see here, Kangaskhan would have just killed it itself off to recoil in the end anyway. The team that I used isn't great, to be completely honest. I've built so many teams with fun Pokemon in this tournament so far. I'm not actually even in the tournament. I just like playing the tier that I created, obviously. Or I guess the ban list. It's not really a tier at all. But I've built like maybe half a dozen teams, and like 2 of them have had Stealth Rock. It's actually very difficult to fit Stealth Rock onto a team in this meta. But the Mons themselves are very fun. As you can see, nothing is too overpowered. Gardevoir, like I said, is probably top tier, right next to it. I wouldn't say Exploud is that overpowered. There's not many switch-ins for it, but it's very slow and it's forced out. Much like most of the things in Black White 2. Black White 2 is a very slow, bulky metagame, so... Outside of that, no, I honestly think this is one of the more fun things I've played in a long time. I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, there's going to be a couple more battles and live recordings, and just in general, look out for NU Golden Age videos in the near future, because I'm having a ton of fun playing it, and yeah, just that's about it really. I'm having fun playing it, so why wouldn't I bring it to you? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, our rating would be much appreciated, and I hope to see you all in the very near future. Take it easy, guys. Have a good day. See you later. Peace out.